Hello, welcome to yet another cube. Um, there's sort of War and Peace, which is pretty strong, but I think I want to pick up Birthing Pot. Um, Having first pick Birthing Pot actually gives me a lot of options and a way to build a deck around it. I think I'm gonna do that and see what the next cards bring me. But I think having Birthing Pot first pick is pretty interesting. There were like decent cards that I want to wheel, such as Vengevine, Zealous Conscripts. I mean, Tractus here has a bit of pick. It's green as well. It's a really good one. Balance is in here, which is pretty solid, but I think I want to go creature base anywhere. Anyway, Quarter Calling wouldn't mind seeing wheel. Boon Satyr might wheel, although very unlikely. But I mean, the next person is probably gonna pick balance, and then maybe someone's red and Searing Blood, or the big Diabolic Servitude, or Tarmauler, or Brainstorm. And no one to my left is gonna jump into green immediately. So there's Elvish Mystic, there's also Mimic Vet though. Mimic Vet works really well with Birthing Pot, because you can choose which to sacrifice. But I'm not sure if I want it over... Like, it wheeled last time for some odd reason. I think I do want Elvish Mystic, like it's Acceleration, which you usually want in green. It's a 1-drop, which you can sacrifice later on to Birthing Pot. I think I want this a bit over Mimic Vet. It's a bit early to, pick up high priority picks. Like, Mimic Vet actually is pretty good with Tractusk as well, because it does leave the battlefield then. But I mean, Elvish Mystic is like necessary in these kind of decks, because you end up with a lot of 3-drops, you end up with a lot of 4-drops. You want to be able to accelerate into them, and then sacrifice them to get decent 2-drops. So what do I want here? I want Stoneforge Mystic Opener Sword. I want some really good green creatures, which maybe generate some tokens or something, although I'm not so sure about that. There's Bailout, there's also Cut. You can usually go red with this, but I don't think I want to commit to that yet. I think I'd rather have a Bailout and still keep my options open. Like, this isn't a creature anyway. Bailout is a bit better, I think. Inkite is also pretty good, but you can only steal creatures from your opponent's graveyard, so it's not that great. It would also commit me to another color. Silverblade Pauline is a pretty good one. Like, there's a lot of 4-drops, which you're always gonna get anyway. Maybe white is better, but then again, it commits me. I think I'm gonna go for green still. Apocryphite versus Siege Gang Commander. That's basically the question here. Because there's Smog War Marshal as well. Someone to my left has to be red. But I think Siege Gang is a good enough 5 to have here. And then we open, of course, white. I think Blade Splicer here has to be the strong one. Mog Fanatic isn't that great. Blade Splicer lives behind the 3-3 if you go through it. It's actually played when it was in standard, so... Dread Sophisticate is a really good 2-drop. There's also Phyrexian Obliterator, but I don't think I want to go... I don't think I want to go heavy on the black. So I think this is a bit better than Rude Awakening. Rude Awakening is obviously fine. Is it better though? I don't think so. I think Dread is better. It's a 2-drop that I can wheel through. We also get Natural Order. This isn't really fixed that I'm gonna use. There's a Lightning Tutor to get the Birthing Pot. I think that's maybe a bit better. Yeah, let's pick up a Lightning Tutor for now. And then we get Vengevine wheeled and Thornscape Battle Mage wheeled. Seeing that we're gonna go through loops more often than not, I don't think Thornscape Battle Mage with this come into play is that great. Torchfiend is fine, but we want to be more into the green. And Vengevine is just a solid card. Having a 4-3 that keeps on coming back is pretty nice. So it's looking pretty good. Leonin Relic Warder wheels and Boon Satyr. I think Relic Warder is a bit better just because you have like a disenchant effect, but then on a creature. It obviously commits us a bit more to having white compared to Boon Satyr, but I think it's fine. Like, we might not play Siege Gang. Someone messaged me here. Let me put it there. That's the issue, woman. That's the issue. Basically, my mother saying that my stepdad did something to the PC and it's slow because of that. I doubt my stepfather will do anything to the PC to make it slower. If anything, he's probably gonna make it faster. So this is a 3-drop, but I'm not dragging it there for known reasons. Wall of Revenants is fine. It's really good against aggro decks. Primal Command is a bit too expensive. I think I'd rather have a creature, but like 4-drops are gonna be abundant. Maybe Celestial Purge is better. I'm gonna go for the wall, but I think Celestial Purge might have been better. Silverblade Paladin Wield, definitely slamming that one. And we're gonna commit to white. If you have like plenty of fix to get with to play the Siege Gang, we might do it, but seems very unlikely. And as expected, we're gonna go with this color combination. Still not sure about the wall, because green has a lot of 4-drops, which you tend to want. So there's Chandra, Tragic Sleep, Molten Rain. Let's just pick the Chandra and move it to sideboard. There's no way we're gonna play it, not even if we're gonna go red, it's not worth it. Like the -2 ability isn't something that we can use. Like what are we gonna do, get twice the same card? Here we get Orcus Lumberjack versus Mug Fanatic. Mug Fanatic is probably a bit better. But again, we're not gonna play it. And Rude Awakening Wheels, nice. So gonna put it there, but it's basically an 8-drop. Very surprising that this wheels, but I guess wow. So we get Ajani, which is a monster. I hope this wheels or this wheels. This is very unlikely to wheel, but I would definitely want it. But I don't think I can pass up this card. It's just too good. Like every plausibility is really solid, and if you can never do the ulti, you're basically unbeatable. But we want one of these two to wheel. Like this is pretty crap for us. This is pretty crap for us. The rest are pretty crap for us. Like maybe I'll play this, but might not. But can pass up the Ajani here. Flea's mainline is fine. Rocketry Speaker is fine. I think I'd rather have the Exorant, although there's another 2, there's another 1. We already have 2 2s. There's also a Precursor Golem, but we have a nice 5 already. This might wheel, this probably won't wheel. Flint of Bor isn't that great for us. Flea's mainline will probably wheel, so we pick up this and then hope this wheels. Like we're gonna get late drops more often than 1-drops. Hero Bladehold, I guess. There's also Friction Metamorph. Yes, I'm not playing blue, but it's still a good card. But both of them are 4-drops, and I think in that case I want Hero a bit more. I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, I think Hero is stronger. Llanowar Elves versus Metro of the Meek versus Rostic. We already have two. We have two 3-drops. I think Llanowar Elves is a bit better. Although we can't actually play Silverblade Paladin when we play a turn 1 Exorant like this. But having these is fine. One of these two might wheel, probably Mentor of the Meek. I'm just gonna pick up Llanowar Elves. Talia is a good one. Because we're creature based, we're not gonna be casting much of the other. But there's also Sensitive Divining Top. Sensitive Divining Top is actually pretty strong, given that we're gonna shuffle a lot and we can get it with Enlightened Tutor. There's also Windburst Heights, which might wheel. So the question is Sensitive Divining Top versus Talia. I don't see Talia wielding, and it's really good for us. But top sounds strong, right? Nah, I think Talia is better. Like top is a do nothing card and want to be the aggressor. So we passed up a turn, an equipment, but it gave us Birthing Pod, so want to keep up with it. So we need one more 3-drop at least, probably a 6-drop as well. Kazali Pride Mage is definitely a slam here. The card is really good. It's in our colors. It's a 2-drop, and it's a really good one. Like 2/2 Exalted, and it's removal. Yeah, definitely solid card. Might not play the Enlightened Tutor if I do not have a second target for it. Like if I had Precursor Golem or Sensitive Divining Top, I had a second target for it. But so far I don't. So I took a Vigilante, but I think I rather have. It's probably, is it Vigilante or Vigilant? I mean, there is an E at the end, so it's probably Vigilante. More to the French side. So there's Rancor. I think that's a bit better than this thing that I already have Flame the Crow, Warder, and Kozilek Pride Mage. Rancor is just gonna give some creatures a bit more punch. So one more 5-drop and I think one more 6-drop as a late game, and maybe if Angel wheels, we want a 6 and a 7. But seems very unlikely that something as strong as Angel of Serenity will wheel. There's Windswept Heat. There's also Blastoderm and Lantax. Blastoderm is a fine card. Lantax is a fine card. Naturalize is a fine card. But I don't think I can pass up a fix here. Yes, we're 2 colors, but it's a really good one. It's probably the best fix you can have outside of a dual land. So Angel of Serenity does wheel. Card is pretty sick. I mean, it either removes creatures from your opponent and puts them back into your in their hand if they actually kill, or it returns your creatures from your graveyard to your hand. It's a 5/6 flyer for 7. Like normally in Momir, I know this is odd, right? Like Momir used to be 8, do not hovercard sweeper. This card is even better because it kills 3 tokens of your opponent. But this card is really, really solid. So we definitely want a 6-drop and one more 5-drop, I think. To get there, probably like something like Yosei Sun Titan. Sun Titan with this amount of low cards is really good, and Fleece Main Lion does wheel, so slamming that one. Probably take Nature's Claim as a sideboard card, although we already have plenty of removal, and Troll Ascetic Wheels as well. Wow, nice. So that's already 22 cards. Might not play Rude Awakening, I don't think we need to. Windbird's Heights and Senses Divine top wheels. I think I do pick the top now. Burst Lightning probably is better. It's also better against me. But top with Birthing Pod is pretty good. Smokestack seems like a viable sideboard option. So I'm actually fine with getting that as second to last pick. But I mean top, we have 1, 2, Shuffle Effects 3 if you can't Enlighten Tutor, but so this is a good 5-drop. There's Boreal Druid as well. Are decent 3-drops, but I don't think they're that great in this format. I think Cloud God Ranger has a bit of pick here. It generates a bunch of tokens to block. Plus it's a 5-drop, so now all I need is a 6-drop. Whipcorder is fine, Boreal Druid is fine, maybe one of the 2 wheels. But I think Cloud God Ranger has a bit of pick here. Then there's a Stomp Howler and a Karma Guide. Karma Guide is a bit annoying because Echo actually triggers after it came into play, so even if you get it with Birthing Pot, you still have to pay it. Maybe Wall of Omens or Induc Stomp Power is better than. Like this is another removal card, and I might not play Lenin Reliquary then, which is a bit heavier on the mana base. So do something like this. Seems strong. There's Broodmade Dragon, which I can't actually play. There's Ranger of Eos though, but there's also Avacyn's Pilgrim. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can play this and not play this, and then get like one of these 3 with a Ranger. But is Avacyn's Pilgrim better? Might be. Probably play it over a 3-speaker then. Doubt the Ranger will wheel, but it might. I think Avacyn's Program is a bit better than the Ranger. So there's Beast Within, there's Parallax Wave, there's a Mirror Angel, and there's also an Elspeth. This is a hard one. Like all of them are good. This can be played over the wall. This is when enters play. Yeah, so it works, but then, I mean, we're just gonna get tokens, which isn't that great. GS Cradle is also pretty solid. I think Cradle is better than these, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cradle. That's the first time I actually drafted and played with it, I think. So this is a nice one against aggro decks. There's not much else in the pack for us, so definitely slamming that one. Might not play it main deck, we'll see. Great Stable Stack is a nice one, but we can't pass up Jose when we actually said that is the 6-drop that we wanted. And we pick up our 6-drop pretty late in the game. Then there's Strangleroot Geist and Oblivion Ring. Wow. So what do we actually want? Do we want Strangleroot Geist or Oblivion Ring? Like Oblivion Ring takes care of Planeswalkers. I don't think we have that many issues with those. Strangleroot Geist can be played over this. It's really good with Birthing Pot. It's a good aggression card. It's better than Oblivion Ring, I think. Oblivion Ring obviously will never wheel, but I think seeing that on creature base, I'm gonna do that anyway. And like if I picked up the Oblivion Ring, the Light and Tutor would be really great, but I'm not gonna do so. So I picked up Strangleroot Geist, so Try Sophisticate is gone. I think Tree Speaker is gone, like we have 3 Exorants here. Wow, Overwhelm Tracker has to be the card. Yes, Archangel is fine. Harmonize is really good, but Overwhelm Tracker is like a monster. If Ranger wheels, this card is basically sick. Here we get more creatures, probably Whipcorder and not play it main deck. And just have it like the sideboard option against creature heavy decks. Same for Wall of Reverence, don't think I want to run main deck. And then we still need to cut 1. So maybe Grasslands probably is a bit better than Wall of Omens here. Although Wall of Omens is a pretty good sideboard card again. This is a shuffle effect, but I think Wall is a bit better. And Ranger did wheel, so move this to the sideboard, move this to the sideboard. So we have 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 1, 1. Which I think is fine, but then we still need to cut a single card. Maybe Rancor isn't the card we want. But I'm not sure, like Rancor is really strong. This is Destroy Target Enchantment. We already have plenty of those effects. I think I'm gonna pick up Spirit Bonds, but never play it. Dragon Predator is actually pretty decent against me because I don't have a lot of flyers, but that's fine. So we play a card too much here. Maybe top isn't that great, but I think it is. Firebolt, Gorkran, Blind Rager, Hammer is pretty solid, so let's dislike that or hate draft that, I guess, or just pick it. Depends how you want to look at it. So maybe we don't want Obstinate Bale at main deck. There's Call of the Herd, Wild Nakato. Call of the Herd is a bit better, but not gonna play it, of course. And then there's Terminate, not gonna play it. So this is basically our deck. -1 card. We're still gonna go over some sideboards, of course. So there's Dryad Sophisticate. There's Tree Speaker. There's Wall, Whipcorder. This Wall, of course, as well. Then Relic Warder, Needheart Pilgrim, and Light and Tutor as all viable options. So this is a 4-drop, like put it there please. These are 1-drops, put them here, and these are 2-drops, put them here. And then we need to create like a space to put this at a 4, like that. So these are 3 better Exorants, I think, than Tree Speaker. Yes, Tree Speaker accelerates me into these, but these accelerate me into these and into Birthing Pot turn 2. So I think this is a bit better than this. Yes, we can use this and then only play Strangleroot, guys. That's the only 2-drop that we could use with this, outside of course, since it's Divine Top. But just for that reason, I think these 2 Exorants are better than these. Like with these, if I have a plane, I can cast these 3. Unless I get, of course, Evanescence Pilgrim, in which case I can't cast Strangleroot, guys. Ranger is a mainstay just because we have Ulvenwald Tracker. Ulvenwald Tracker is really good, just because it's one of the only removal cards outside of Master of the Wild Hunt, I think, and Beast Within, of course, but that doesn't kill creatures. That green actually has. So usually they have to rely on a secondary color. In this case, we actually have one of the best creature cards for it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 non-creature cards. So maybe we just cut a creature, I'm not sure. Do we want in Wall? I don't think so. We can bring 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in against aggro. this against an enchantment or something. But I don't think I want something like a Lightened Tutor. So since his Divining Top is actually pretty good when I don't have Birthing Pot as well, because we do have a Windswept Heat. It's a decent 1-drop, of which we have 5. I'm not sure about the Rancor, but I do think we just want to cut a creature. I'm not sure. Like 4 non-creatures and then 19 creatures sounds about right. But then which creature do we want to cut? Like Talia is pretty good because we only run 4 non-creature cards. Strangleroot Geist is pretty good because it has a double effect. It's a really good blocker, it's a really good aggressor. Freeze 9 is just a 3/3, which is a really great monstrosity effect because it becomes hexproof and indestructible. Kazali is obviously good because it's a 2-drop, it has Exalted, it can destroy something, like it's one of the best early creatures in this color combination. Then 3 Exorans, so I think we want to keep these 8. Blade Splicer, Silver Blade, then it has to be Troll, but we only have 3 3-drops as creatures. I think it has to be one of these. And maybe it's Cloudgoat Ranger in that case. Although Indrik Stonepower we can't actually go through if the opponent doesn't have anything because it's an obliged effect, so maybe we cut that. We do have one that we can use, and then bring in 2 if we saw something that we want. And I think like with Ranger over years, it's very likely that we can just play Ranger, get a 1-drop, use Birthing Pot to get a Kazali, and then kill what we want. Of course, it's a bit expensive if it's hit like that, because you could just Ranger and then Birthing Pot into Endrick Stonepower instead. But the problem is that you can't go through this 5. Like I was thinking about getting rid of Cloudgoat Ranger over Index Stonepower, but you can't go through Index Stonepower because you're obliged to destroy something. If your opponent doesn't have anything, you're obliged to destroy your Birthing Pot, which is obviously not the situation you want to be in. So if I was considering cutting Cloudgoat Ranger, cutting Index Stonepower just makes more sense. And there's no way I'm cutting Track Dusk. It's also it's just good to kill some cards of your opponent. But I think this deck is solid. Let's just add basic land, see what it suggests. I think that's a bit too much plains and we want one more forest. Because the GS Cradle obviously it doesn't count. This counts as a plains anyway, so that's 8 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But that's actually 9 figs there. Although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is fine. I'll submit it and I'll see you guys for round 1.